Welcome to the world of ability. My name is Sue Roskoff, and we are here on Saturday, March 9th, 2024, with an amazing lineup of folks that are joining us and have so many good things to share. So with no further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring in Emily Golmer to do some additional introductions and to get us started here. So Emily, over to you.
Welcome, everybody. So we just got done with our TDC Today Show, USA show with the Disability Channel. And the Disability Channel has partnered with Project Die Hard, which is a veteran-owned, veteran-run nonprofit out of Paducah, Kentucky. So we have Aaron Avila, who is one of the media partners of Project Die Hard down here, who has his own podcast, Girl Stroke of Genius, out in California. So Aaron, why don't you come in here and say a little bit more about who you are, what you do, about your show, anything else you'd like to say?
Well, first of all, I think you're awesome, Emily. Second, I'm Aaron Avila. I'm Stroke TV media founder and CEO Aaron Avila. I also host a weekly podcast called Stroke of Genius Podcast, where I survivor experience. I interview any type of survivor, brain injury, cancer, it doesn't matter. So definitely, if you want to connect with me, get hold of Sue or Kurt or Emily, and they'll tell you to get on me.
Excellent. Thank you, Aaron. I'm so glad you're here. Please stick around. We've got a few more people that we're going to go ahead and bring in and introduce, but so glad you're here. Always a good time with you.
Great to hear, Sue. You do a great job.
Thanks. Emily, over to you.
So our next person went through the Happy Neighborhood Project, who is an author, app developer, sign language interpreter. So Marianne, she used to be in Hawaii, but now is in Mexico. But Marianne, why don't you just come in here and say a little more about who you are, what you do, your projects?
Well, hola, everybody. My name is Marianne Ambrose. I'm the author of the Acts of Kindness series, featuring 200 folk manus puppets. My books are written for animation movies with sign language characters and soundtrack by Lucy in the Perfect Way. I'm gonna shift this over because I'm so grateful right now. I'm having water delivered here in San Carlos to my casa. And I will be joining and talking with Leon a little bit more about our Acts of Kindness series project. But again, I'm grateful for this amazing water and to be able to drink it in San Carlos, Mexico. And we'll be bringing filters down here with fundraisers with a Parrot Head group with Leon McLaughlin, who's bringing these filters to clinics, schools, churches, and one filter services 500 children. So we'll talk more about that later on the show, and you can visit actsofkindnessseries.com, and Sue will bring up the website, and we'll share our story a little bit later. So grateful to be here.
Thank you so much, Marianne. Emily, back to you.
So our next guest is another one we met through the Happy Neighborhood Project, who's all about our pets, our fur babies, and the like treats with a special kind of mushroom that's for pets and for humans as well. So Debbie, why don't you come in here and say a little more about? She also has her own show, but Debbie, why don't you say a little more about who you are, what you do?
Thank you, Emily, my great podcast engineer. Debbie Hayes. I promote immune health for pets and for humans, and found out that my real passion is podcasting. And I'm doing the World of Pets podcast. When you're looking for it on YouTube, be sure and put podcast on the end. Otherwise, you get a whole bunch of stuff about pets. If you World of Pets podcasting or podcast, and click on the two dogs, then you'll go right there. But I do want to introduce Celeste, the co-founder of Dancing in the Streets, Arizona. About, golly, Celeste, a year and a half ago, maybe, they were having a barbecue fundraiser, and I stopped and I was early. Plus the food was a little bit late. So I had lots of time to talk to the two of them and get to know them well. I had a tour of their ballet studio, and I'm just so impressed by the fact that most of their students are on scholarship, which isn't something that you usually think of in the same breath with ballet. And they don't have their students get their own costumes, which is also the usual. They actually have a very large room that has all different costumes that they need for their performances. So I've kept in touch with them, and I did go to their Nutcracker performance a few months ago, and it was lovely. And it ties right into the World of Ability channel, that people with disabilities do have ability, because they have people with special needs at their ballet school, and they even have people in wheelchairs in their performances. So Celeste, take it away.
Thank you very much for having me. I apologize, my video camera doesn't seem to be running, but my husband and I, Joseph Rogers, we founded Dancing in the Streets Arizona in 2008. Our seed money came from our wedding gifts. Joseph and I are natives of Tucson, and we met in ballet school as teenagers. We have a 501c3 nonprofit ballet school located in the city of South Tucson, which is a city 1 square mile sort of surrounded by the greater city of Tucson, and is also the most densely populated low-income area in the city of Tucson. We do a Nutcracker, as Debbie was saying, and our school is very diverse and very inclusive. It is just my husband and I. We do everything from teaching, which you saw we are in the middle of rehearsal, so we're tag teaming today. You might have started earlier with Joseph, and now you have me. And we are getting ready to do a Cinderella production in June 8th at the Temple of Music and Art. And all of our students have some kind of either autism, ADD, ADHD, AD. We have all socioeconomic levels, all shapes, all sizes, all ages, age 5 up to adults. And our Cinderella is going to be a history-making Cinderella performance, because our 2 lead roles are African-American ballet dancers. The Cinderella is our alumni, Kayla Stoglin, and we have a guest artist coming in from Ballet Arizona, Ethan Price, to play the role of Prince Charming.
How did you guys come up with the name?
The
Dancing
name, I actually have to say, is from Luis Caron. When we first moved back to Tucson in 2007, my husband Joseph was teaching at Parks and Recreation, and we were at a family gathering of the old neighborhood. And Joey had this ballet trick that looks simple, but it's really complex. All of the kids, of course, were inside in front of the TV with their PlayStation. And he said, I'll give you $5 to anyone who can do it. All the kids came running out on the street, and we had them going and actually started teaching them ballet out in the cul-de-sac. And they were very, very hungry for it. And it was that time that we had the vision for Dancing in the Streets. And Luis Caron picked up and did a episode on Arizona Illustrated, and he's the one that said Dancing in the Streets Arizona, because at that time it was still a vision. It really should be called Dancing Away from the Streets, because we do more than ballet. We're really guiding children to become functional adults, and really sort of giving them bigger visions of their future than maybe some of them have.
Excellent. Oh, what an exciting adventure you guys have been on with this. And tell me again, how long have you been doing this?
16 years.
16 years. Wow. So I'm going to ask, what kind of success stories do you have from some of these kids that have come through here? Do you have any that stand out in your mind that you could share?
Well, I have tons. Yeah. I'll start with one of our earliest students. She came with her brother. Her brother used to escort her, and he was older. She was probably about 8 years old. And it took about 3 or 4 years before he would even try class. And at that time, my mother was still alive. Marion Luke was the founder of Pima Council on Aging. When she retired, she was our our board president and CEO, she used to ask him every day, hey, are you ready to try ballet? And every day he would shake his head and say, no, not today. But one day he came in and he said, sure, I'll try. And my mom screamed at me across the studio, Alvaro's gonna try class. He was probably about 17. So I got him fitted with dance attire because we do that. I provide the kids with dance attire so they at least have something to try class in. And he became a professional dancer from that point in about 2.5 years. And he has been doing our Nutcracker lead role for the past 10 years, maybe 15 years. He comes in as a hired guest lead, and now he is starting to retire from performing, and he's moving on to a career. He's gone back to school as gosh, I apologize, some kind of physical therapy. He wants to work with physical therapy with kids in rehabilitation. We have kids that have come in. We had a student named Desi who was so autistic that she could not speak. And that was like our very first real hardcore special needs. Now, my husband and I have no specialized training in terms of, and we made it clear to her mother, you know, we teach ballet. We don't have anything other than that. Let us know where we can go, what we need to do. And she said, here's the limitations, here's everything. So within a year, Desi was then speaking, and she did all of our shows. She started speaking so much that we had to actually tell her to be quiet in class. Desi, be quiet. Desi, be quiet. And all of her caregivers, you know, she had all these special professionals that came to see her in the show, that all of them were so amazed because they had never even envisioned that Desi could perform. They sort of put limitations on what they thought she was able to do. We have 3 girls that are wheelchair dancers that have been dancing with us for a number of years. And I remember the first time we had them, their mother came to me, and they do a lot of things in the community. She was saying, well, what do you want me to do with their wheelchairs? And how do you want me to decorate them? And I kind of looked at her puzzled, and I said, well, I don't want you to do anything because what we're trying to highlight is the dancers. The wheelchair to me is their legs. And she started crying because she said, you know, that's the first time anyone's ever understood what I've been trying to say with my kids and trying to get them to feel that way. I mean, I can go on and on. I could do a whole podcast on all the success stories we've had. So I don't wanna...
Celeste,
Yes.
can I ask you a couple questions?
Sure, Debbie.
Okay, so, well, first of all, a comment. In the Nutcracker, to the audience here, they had one student who actually the wheelchair had to be pushed. She had no mobility except in one hand and arm. And she had a particular part in the Nutcracker where she was like banging that was her job, to like bang her wrist against the wheelchair arm. And oh my gosh, I just wanted to cry because she was so excited and she was having such a good time with just that, what we would think of as just one little thing was such an accomplishment. You could tell she was so proud and so happy. And I really wanted to cry. It was just great.
I have to tell you about that student, Madeira. Madeira came to us with her mother a number of years. She was probably maybe 7 or 8 when she did her first show with us. And again, we incorporated her in with our non-wheelchair band dancers. And at first, when she came into the rehearsals, the kids were a little frightened of how do they respond. And they were kind of standing back. And then by the end of the class and the end of the rehearsal, they actually were starting to fight over who could push her onto the stage. And that hand that you're talking about, that was her excitement. She could move her head and she could move her hands. That was not choreographed. That was her own excitable dancing. Her mom came back to us this last December, and now she's 17 or 18 years old. And she said, you know, Madeira really wants to do another Nutcracker. I said, go for it. And what was nice about this year is we really rely on support from individual donors and grants. We had a huge donor last year, and I was able to purchase specially made costumes for the wheelchair-bound dancers so that it was much easier for them. They were very expensive. They were almost $400 a piece. So I had 5 of them, but it made such a difference for their parents and the kids when they have the costume on. You know, I can't express to you how much difference it makes to have a performance with everything, the backdrop, the lights, the audience in a real theater, not just outside on a concrete slab. It makes such a difference for everyone involved, parents, kids, and the community.
Yeah. And I'm gonna,
Ooh,
I'm
can
gonna,
can I ask a
oh,
question?
sorry. Go ahead, Aaron.
Celeste, how did you and your husband, you guys are making an impact, so congratulations, thank you. But how did you and your husband ever get started doing this?
How do we get started doing this? I'm sorry, I was having trouble hearing.
Yes, that's correct. How did you get started in this?
Well, like I said, you know, we have always been inclusive and diverse before it became a hot topic. Joey and I are an interracial interfaith marriage and co-director. So that's number one. And number two, again, I had the example of my mother, Mary Lupu from Pima Council on Aging, who was always inclusive of all ages and seniors and abilities. And I think the thing is that so many professionals have labels and levels on what they think people are capable of doing. And when Joey and I started, well, first of all, Joey comes from a background of ADD and ADHD. When he was little, they didn't used to have a label for it. They just called him a bad apple. Bad apple. I'll correct myself. And, you know, now they have all these labels for people. Attention deficit disorder can be overcome without medication eventually. It is much harder, but you kind of have to tell parents and kids that they just have to keep working at it. And, you know, we know that we take 1 step forward and 5 steps backwards, but we keep at it, we keep at it. And I tell you, after about a year, 6 months to a year, you can physically see the difference in how children carry themselves, how they come to work, how they prepare themselves, they start doing better in school. And I think the fact that we include them in our performances also makes kids more comfortable. I think sometimes, you know, to have all wheelchair bound dancers without any interaction and inclusivity tends to sort of accentuate what I don't have rather than what can we do. When it comes to choreographing, I had no idea. When we first started working with the Wheelchair Girls, I sat myself down in one of our office wheelchairs, you know, the little office chairs that have wheels on them. And I would just sort of play around with movement. I would say, how can I adapt this movement? And together we kind of came up with things because the girls themselves would do things in patterns, holding on to each other, goofing around. I say, wait, that looks great. Let's try that. Let's try it. I think it's about not getting hung up on perfection and really opening up your mind to shapes and things that we could do.
Amazing. I absolutely love the stories because the way that even that type of thing, where else have they had that opportunity to be to have an experience like that and to have the involvement that they're able to help creatively participate in all this as well. I absolutely love what you guys are doing and I'm so impressed. This is so fun to hear about.
Well, thank you for having us on here. And again, I apologize, my video wasn't working and I'm not technologically savvy to get it going.
It's all good. Oh, this is do anyone else have questions?
I
Well,
just
my other
have one
question-
more comment, Sue, if I can.
Sure, go ahead, Aaron.
You know, Celeste, you made a statement of putting people in boxes because they're disabled, they run disability. All my brothers and sisters on the screen that are disabled have been put in a box at one time or another by people. I'm saying there is a box, and I'm hearing you unlocking the box and letting the children out. So I congratulate you. I'm here to say nobody is in a box. There is no box. Don't let them do that to you. I was told I'd never communicate. I never do what I'm doing. I never build a multimedia company. I was destined for failure. But don't let them put you in a box. Don't let them label you. Don't let them label you.
Aaron, I think you brought a point up to one of the things that they've also discovered is that it's not only other people labeling, it's the children and the adults around them that accept the labeling too. A lot of times, you know, they won't even attempt or try because they're too fearful, you know, that they'll have a negative experience, or they're too fearful that something could happen. And so it goes both ways. The individuals have to say, I'm not going to accept this box. I have to give credit to, I don't know if she's going to be mad. Jamie Verpack is the mother of the 3 girls that have been dancing with us for a number of years. And she consistently brings them to all kinds of activities. And she encourages them when they get fearful. She comes in. So I think it's also about not being afraid to try something different.
I love that, because, and you know what, it goes beyond then those individuals that are for your example here, the ones that are in the wheelchair. Think of how this has impacted all the other participants on stage as well, and for them to have their eyes open to, yeah, let's take them out of the box that everybody has of. Just because they're in a wheelchair doesn't mean they're any less. It means it's just something different, because there's a friend that does wheelchair sports nearby, and he just talks about it as another pair of shoes.
Right.
You know, it's just that, how are you thinking about it? And to be able to have that impact on all of those students that you work with, I absolutely, that it just makes me all tingly, because I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, this is amazing. I love what you guys are doing, and can't say enough good things about it.
Thank you. I think Joey and I, we really are too in the weeds to really feel like, I mean, we really aren't making a conscious choice to say we're trying to change the world. It's just sort of evolved. But I have to tell you, Todd Polstra, who used to be the technical director at Pima Community College before he retired, said to me this last Nutcracker, you know, you have totally impacted the world at large. And I've noticed that nationally, I'm seeing so much more alternatives for wheelchair-bound athletes, wheelchair-bound dancers, all abilities in terms of different things that we started working on maybe 10, 12, 13, I don't even know how long ago, more than 10 years ago. And that really meant something to us.
So Celeste,
yes,
we need to get Sue talking here a little bit about water skiing. Tell us a little bit about it, Sue. I know I'm taking over as your moderator job, but
you're all good. Yeah, because I can relate a lot to what you guys are doing, Celeste, with what we have done with water skiing. Our family, we are show skiers. We put on water ski shows all summer, which is the most fun thing ever. And we have been blessed to be part of a team that actually, for the last, what do we figure it is now, 35 years, 37 years, somewhere in there, once a summer, there would be a day where we would get to do some adaptive water skiing. And that is bringing people who never thought they could actually enjoy the sport of water skiing. There's always a way. There's a way. There's what we call a sit ski. Instead of standing up to ski, there's an option where you can sit to ski. And that is something we do now actually quite a bit in the summer. It's gone from our just doing it that one day to, we have another friend that's gotten to be a very good friends with, that does, he has for years now been doing water ski lessons in memory of his daughter. And now we also, in addition to what he had already been doing with just teaching kids how to ski, we have 4 different days in the summer where it's devoted to doing the adaptive water skiing. And the impact it makes on everybody, not just those who never thought they could ski. They get that chance to ski. We all get the chance to see and appreciate things in such a different way and celebrate all the wins. It's like all the big things that happen in that day is just phenomenal. And so that chance to be able to do something and share a passion that we have with everybody is phenomenal. And that's where what you guys are doing with dance, it's like I love it. There actually is one young lady who we've gotten to ski with quite a few times, and she's one that, with most clubs too, they would say she should not be skiing because she actually has brittle bone disease. And that is one person that, or one condition that, if you ask the experts, they would say, please don't let her ski, because it's just, there's too many chances there, right? Well, we had worked with her mom. Her mom was actually the one that said, let's make this happen. What can we do? So we adapted our equipment so that it would work for her. And she has skied with us quite a few times. And now actually she doesn't anymore, but guess what she is doing? She's dancing. She is a competitive dancer, and she uses a wheelchair full time with her dancing. So that's where I'm picturing her in my head as you're talking. And I've seen pictures of her actually doing competition with dancing, and love all the good things that have come from that.
That's fabulous, Sue. Can I remind the listening audience something that you said about you adapted the equipment? All of us are doing out of the box thinking, and that is super important. We all need financial help in order to make things adaptable. Nothing is free. So all of the listeners that are listening today, if you're able or you know somebody with deep pockets, please send them to these organizations and help. Donation of any amount helps, because we're always needing things to adapt. It takes money to make it adaptable and think out of the box.
Excellent. And so true. It does. It takes, and this is where it really does take a team effort to put this all together and to make that all happen. So yeah, if anybody is able to help in any way with that, by all means, or point us in the right direction, we would love to help connect the dots on that too.
Okay, okay,
Go ahead.
well, I don't know if it's awesome, but I see that we have another guest on here. So before we go to Marianne and her website, I'd like to bring in Leon to say hi. He's with the Clean Water Foundation out in Washington and doing with filters and that kind of thing. So Leon, why don't you come in here and say a little bit about who you are, what you do, any updates with the Clean Water Foundation?
Yeah, how's it going, Emily? Everything is going absolutely fabulous. As you know, we'll be in Hawaii with some of Mariana Waikiki's friends, and I connected up with them this week. One of the girls, Lucy Lynch, who's a great singer in Hawaii, we'll be meeting up and seeing if we can put some projects together in the future. So it's nice that, through this show, that we connected up with, some great connections in Hawaii to do our Water for Children project and our music project, along with what Mariana is doing. So that was some great news this week. And like I said, we're working with the Hopi Navajo Reservation, letting them know we're going to be putting a lot of water units and treatment plants on the reservation through the fundraising events and with the private equity group that we're working with. So things are going really good. But the latest is Lucy Lynch is awesome. We got to send you guys the link to her song. It's going to be wonderful to be connecting up with her, to be on the mission that we on. So what they say, just when they thought it was great, it got even greater. And it all came from this show. So thank you for having me on and the connections that we're doing. And we're going to, like I said, our mission is to get a lot of children clean, fresh drinking water. And if anybody would like to join us, our website is www.cleanwaterfoundationwa.org. So thanks a lot. That's the latest and the greatest.
Excellent. Leanne, always so glad to hear about all the good things that you guys are doing. And I know you do have that event coming up in Hawaii. Can you remind us of the dates of that event?
Yeah, we're looking at the 23rd. And, the funny part is March 22nd is World Water Day. Mm-hmm. So couldn't be better. That's why I said just when you thought it was great. And that's a thing that we're with the United Nations on. So imagine getting the word out there like that. We're going to be at, I think, the Hawaiian Yacht Club with some members there doing a presentation. So how they say networking and everything came from this show. with this whole Hawaii project that we're doing. So unbelievable. Working together
Awesome.
works. Thank you. And the World of
Working-
Ability is awesome because it's already connecting up, people around the world, from Australia to Hawaii, all over the world, which is great. And some of the partners that I'm working with is out of Australia, and all that came connected to this show. Because Lucy Lynch was just in Australia, and 2 of our partners is in Australia. So things are going super duper good.
Awesome. So glad to hear that, Leon. Grateful for all the amazing things you are working on. The difference that you've made is stunning. You've truly clean drinking water, things that we take for granted. It is not something you can take for granted everywhere. And what you are doing to bring those clean water filters to all these locations that need it, amazing. Thank you for all you do, Leon.
Well, thank you.
Awesome. And Marianne, I'm going to pass it back to you here. I know you guys are partnering up with a lot of things going on. Did you have anything to add to what Leon was saying?
Yes, if you could show the website, I definitely could show and tell you, because we like to talk story in Hawaii. And I'm real excited he's going to be visiting Hawaii. So aloha and ola, I'm Marianne of Waikiki. I'm the author of the Acts of Kindness series, featuring 200 folk mantis puppets. My books are written for animation movies with sign language characters and soundtrack by Lucy Lynch and The Perfect Wave. And this is the first book, Underwater Acts of Kindness for Ocean Cleanup of the Great Pacific Garbage Patch between Hawaii and California. And we're rolling into Easter, and we have Rabid Acts of Kindness, No Bully, and they celebrate May Day, Lay Day. And we recognize Auntie Renee, who is actually the manager at the Equus Hotel, where Leon will be visiting, and that's where we met, gives floral lays to our characters. And the third book is Righteous Acts of Kindness, which just got uploaded. We'll be shipping out the books so Leon can talk with them and show them the characters and the puppets. And we created coloring pages of us as creators, and a picture of me, Suzanne Sims, Lucy, and Auntie Renee. And that's Cool Acts of Kindness. That's the climate change book that we will be writing this summer with Suzanne and I. And we'll be incorporating, again, Lucy's music. She has amazing solo songs. Love is the Only Way, that we've been playing at the end of this World of Ability. And we are going to be creating a play inside of this book, and a stage play with the stage puppets. So I'm really excited for your guests to be on here today and network with them to get some ideas to create a character with ballet and Cool Acts of Kindness. So there is Chelsea, the Courageous Sign Language Chicken. She's the leading lady, and we have her now up on YouTube. We have 4 YouTube videos that you can visit. She teaches the ASL sign language finger spelling alphabet. And there she happens to be left-handed. So you can go visit those websites. There's the singers and musicians behind the scene. Nick's guitar sounds like whales and dolphins. Lucy has an angelic voice. Michael's amazing on the guitar, and Blake's bass music just takes you away. And bass music actually heals broken bones. There's studies out there. So what a vibrational soundtrack. And Lucy is amazing with the crystal bowls. And Leon's going to get to see her performances there in Hawaii. The good news is that all classroom teachers can receive copies of my books from an organization called DonorsChoose.org. That's DonorsChoose.org. We had a special education teacher in Kamaile Charter School up there in Hawaii, requested 50 books, and she got funded in 2 weeks. And Amazon sent the books out, and they read the stories, and I went out and visited them with the characters and the sign language puppets, passed them around, and we had a slideshow presentation. The principals, other special education teachers joined us. We had great fun, and we want to continue to share that by bringing the books into animation movies. So I've created coloring books to do the ABCs now, and that's Chelsea, the Courageous Sign Language Chicken, Dr. Fingers, the finger spelling hermit crab, and Eve, the finger spelling bumblebee. Again, teachers, take action. The Acts of Kindness series. And we have online courses now, which is Apple App Games. So here's the finger spelling alphabet, and that happens to be Eve, the finger spelling bumblebee. And we're signing the word more. We want more. And children is basically using that signs. Children who learn sign language tend to cry less. They have a higher IQ, and well, they want more food. They want more drink. I'm thirsty. I'm hungry. Change my diapers, mommy and daddy. That's basically what they're trying to communicate in their early years. And we want to continue that vocabulary to give them, especially for our nonverbal autistic children. Wow. Amazing, amazing things how we can benefit, especially with the arts and dance that we're learning about. So everybody is capable and especially has that world of ability to do so. So there's Rabbit here. This is an app game on Amazon. So you learn the finger spelling alphabet, you're giving a word and you spell the word and it goes on. So we have 10 Apple app games that have been approved so far. And with additional funding, we'll be able to continue to create those online characters and chapters for each of the books and to bring them into animation movies. That's been my vision and mission. And we have 500 million people worldwide that have a hearing loss now. We have millions of moms and dads coming home from being of service who can't hear their own children or grandchildren. So if the kids are getting the books for free, donors choose in the classroom, they can tell story or Skype to moms and dads over the world, Zoom, Facebook, FaceTime, and share their stories and learning the ASL finger spelling alphabet. So those are the flyers. That's my Fiverr team out of Pakistan. So, you know, working 24/7. They're doing an amazing job with the flyers and putting the graphics of the puppets, the app games, and some t-shirt designs. So there happens to be a t-shirt there, the General of the New Earth Army. That was a Hawaiian friend, Darren, that actually worked for Universal Studios, and we have a certificate for the New Earth Army. So he was my first person to buy a t-shirt, and look how nice it looks. So we'll have more of that. That's the idea of the characters. That's my rainbow logo, and on the rainbow logo down there, it actually happens to be the Hawaiian Islands. There's just some fun play, so go out and playing at Ward Rafters, and Mr. Ward has a daughter with CP, and another Happy Neighborhood Project actually wrote some paintings. Matt Harline did some paintings for Mr. Ward. So look at, again, all this amazing stuff that we've been able to share. And that was my deaf friend Scott, who I signed for over a decade in Hawaii. He lost his hearing at age 7. Was able to speak well. He worked with autistic children. He worked part-time with an audiologist at her office. And he left the island of Hawaii to go to California, and he's now became a veterinary assistant. How cool is that? So he's part of the Acts of Kindness team because I need his insight for the deaf community to create these characters. And again, in Cool Acts of Kindness, we'll be creating more sign language characters. CODA is Children of Deaf Adults, and Baby Sign in this next one, and stage puppets. And we'll have a play of the 5 elephants with 5 elements, such as earth, water, air, and the other ones. But it's all going to be good. It's all good, and it's again from thought to action. If you go to the About page, you can see Leon and Auntie Renee and how you can join us on the World of Ability podcast. We're looking for anybody to come join us to be speaking. Again, that's our team. And we are being federally trademarked. And I wrote a press release. I received a Woman of the Year award. And here I am. Yes, we are. This is a song by Lucy. And look what amazing thing I got to do. I got to sail around doing book signing tours. Never had that really in my vision board, but I got to promote the books out there. And there's Leon and I and Auntie Renee at the Equus Hotel there. So that was a couple of years ago. So we're making it happen, and Leon will be back visiting there. And again, we want to thank you, the World of Ability podcast team, Kurt Roscoff, Sue Roscoff, Emily Gomeyer. If it wasn't because of you guys and Jay and Transform You Media and all the different connections, we wouldn't be doing this weekly show and sharing our good news. And a good thank you to a Charity Revolution, Trevor Gibbs. He is a web detective. Actually, he makes sure your websites are ADA compliant. If your websites are not compliant, you could receive up to a $75,000 fine. So he's also helped me up to bring the characters onto a YouTube channel, the Acts of Kindness series, with the 4 characters: Chelsea, the courageous sign language chicken, Eve, the finger spelling bumblebee, Dr. Fingers, the finger spelling hermit crab, and Greta Gobble on the golf course. Look at all this teamwork that we've done. Amazing. And we're going to benefit people worldwide. So thank you, Leon, for helping us and finding the funding. Look forward to being in San Carlos for the Parrot Head group, bringing filters down here and working online with Suzanne Sims, my writer, and Lucy. So I'm ready to be creative. So go out and play. It's Marianne of Waikiki. We got Barbara here. So Barbara, come in and join. You're a teacher. Please share what you've been up to, and we got Easter coming up, and good things are happening. So share where you are.
Oh yeah. Okay, so right now that's my friend Goddess and I coming out of the ocean this morning. That picture. And where I am right now is wanting to become so good at communicating things that seem really important to go into the collective, unconscious, conscious mind. Gloria Steinem saying that when women start understanding who they are, seeing their own beauty, seeing it in other women, being able to love other women, and really coming to be able to love ourselves, then we'll truly be capable of appreciating who men are and where the differences are and all the things that they've created and they've built and all these things to try to make life easier and more comfortable for women and children. And I think that needs to be something for people to know. But even more importantly is that NASA did a study on genius. And I don't know if I shared this last time because I've been excited about this and trying to communicate about it well for the last few weeks, finding that at 2 years old, where they're looking at genius for being able to be creative, to think creatively and build that way. They found that at 2 years old, it's like 99% of all the kids test genius level. And at 5, you got 98% of all the children are testing genius level. And at 5%, yeah, that's still happening. At 10%, it's gone way down to like 50%. And then beyond that, it goes down to, as adults, we're like 2% test genius. And the concept there, what they figured out was it's the way we're talking to children and the way we're educating children and not believing in who they are and how capable they are. And as we start learning about the limbic brain, that fight, flight, that dinosaur brain that's about survival, and that children tend to, when they can't communicate, they go right there to that reactive brain. And as adults, we have the ability to breathe and bring our thoughts, bring who we are up to the prefrontal cortex, where we're thinking and we can be caring. And we need to be teaching children how to do that. We need to help them because the physical ability isn't there for them the way it is for us. So we need to be showing them how to do this, so we have a generation of people that don't have to spend their adulthood trying to recover from all the traumas that happened to them in childhood. We're learning that there's so much more to being a person. And as they say, Erik Erikson was a brilliant psychologist, psychiatrist. He was saying that when you find your 2-year-old has gone in the kitchen and they got down the mustard and the ketchup and the mayo and they're squirting it all over the floor, if the adult's response is to come in and go, "Oh my God, look what you've done, such a mess, and I'm supposed to be out of here in 10 minutes. How are we going to clean this up?" You always do things like that. Not so good. When the grown-up is able to know how to take a breath so they're not reacting, they're not in that reactive, animal dinosaur brain. I didn't know. Anyway, when we're able to go, oh, look how that yellow goes into that red so beautifully, and how you bring the white in. Oh, what beautiful art. And we're gonna get the right tools. We're not gonna have to make a mess on the floor. We're gonna have the right tools, and we're gonna do art together in the future. Isn't that wonderful? And that the difference is that when like those two children grow up to be 35 years old, the one who had the reactive parent is still trying to get that love. They're still looking to be embraced like that, to be understood like that. They weren't trying to be bad, they're still needing that, where the one who was given the love and the acceptance in that moment at 35 says most people who have had that as children, they're looking back wanting to help make life easier for people younger than themselves, to help elevate youth. And I think there's so much to this idea, to these two ideas, that as we're learning how to see each other and how to respond to each other and understanding the differences that we have, life will become so much more fruitful, more colorful, more fragrant, more delicious, much more loving, fun, healthier. And we're just starting to learn how to do this, how to become this, how to do this. We're so new when you look at where life came on the planet and where people came on the planet. We're like 2 seconds into it. We're just starting out, and we're going to be able to do so much better in the future, because these are the things we're learning about now, and can show scientifically, yeah, there's really a lot to this. So that's what I'm excited to share today. Did I communicate clearly enough to be understood? I hope so.
Yeah. I think so, Barbara. Thank you so much. Your perspective, honestly, it hits a lot of pieces that we've been in a different way, but it hits a lot of the things that we've been talking about here. All of the impact that we make on the younger generation, even here with what Marianne is doing with the books, with what Celeste and Joey are doing with teaching their dancing, with what we're trying to do with our water skiing, and all these pieces. There's so much of it is how we can make an impact for another person. And it is not even necessarily like, when I think about our skiing, it's like, I just want to share what we do because it's fun. It is so much, to me, that's what it is. It's sharing my passion. And that's what I've heard repetitively today, is people sharing their passion for what they do, and just trying to make things better in some, whatever small way we can, for another person. And I think that speaks volumes.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, and Erin, I would love to have you come on in here too and share some thoughts. I know we've had so much that we've covered today. I want to give you a chance to have the mic a little bit more here and hear more of what's going on in your corner.
Sue, I've been inspired by everybody that spoke here, just like you. I mean, it's amazing. And I think if there's one thing I want to kind of end what I'm thinking, that you were always told to think outside the box. But now, reality, my people, there is no box. There's nothing that we can't do. And I speak to all my disability friends. I've been in a wheelchair for 14 years. And I think nothing, I've seen nothing but resilience and passion drive people. I'm on borderline speechless. So with you, seeing what people do with what they've been given is amazing. But I want to tell everybody out there, don't just think outside the box. Realize there is no box for your life. There's nothing you can't do. I don't care. Don't let people label you. Don't let people put you in a box. Nothing. Just be authentic and true to you, because that's the most powerful person you can be.
Excellent. I love that whole concept, because to me, the box symbolizes to me those limitations. What limitations, and they're artificial limitations, right? We don't know I don't know what my limits all are. I know I've tried things. It doesn't mean if I've tried it once, I'm an expert. You know, if I keep doing it over and over, I can learn all sorts of things that I haven't even figured out what all I'm going to end up learning in my lifetime, you know? And those limitations, whether it was somebody else's thought that was planted in our minds, whether it's something where I just looked at like, oh my gosh, that mountain, I could never climb that. Well, why not? What's the thing that's holding us back? Part of the challenge is just identifying what some of those things are. Because once you identify what that is, now you can start working at, how do I get past that? How do I overcome that? Do I want to overcome that? There's that decision too of, do I want to climb a mountain? I don't know if that's my thing. Hey, if it's on the lake and I can ski it, there we go. I'm in. Figure out where your passion is and start asking questions. Think about what you've done, what you've seen. It's part of what I love about this world of ability. We are here sharing ideas, sharing thoughts. I never would have thought of all the things that have happened, all the people we've talked to. There's so much that has been shown to me that I never thought was possible, because it's a team, right? And I can't have all those thoughts myself. It takes all of us collectively to bring things together, to be able to have all these different ideas, all these different experiences. And I'm so grateful for everyone who comes on here and shares of themselves and shares what they're passionate about. So, and Emily, I want to actually throw it back to you for a moment here. I know that you've been part of with the Autism Society in Southeast Wisconsin. You guys have a conference you do every year. Are there any updates on that? You want to share some of your experiences with that?
Well, I can say right now, is that I'm a part of the Autism Society of South Central Wisconsin. And for the past 5 years, we've held a adult autism conference called the Integral Conference. And so we're just sort of starting the planning stuff right now. For it's usually been in the fall, like a yearly conference. And so Integral stands for Interactive Networking Talks and Education for Growing Autism Legitimacy. So it's kind of all about.
I did not know that was an acronym. That's exciting. Okay, thanks for sharing that. I'm sorry to interrupt. I was like, wait, I hadn't heard that part.
Yeah, I don't know. I hadn't mentioned it before, but yeah, that's what it means. I can give it to you again later. But where was I going with that? Oh, it's so anybody's invited, but it's about kind of helping like the disability community and the people who don't have a disability, communicating better on like what each group needs and how to work together and that kind of thing. So I mean, I've had different speakers and different roundtable type things. So stay tuned for more updates.
Is there a website where people can find more?
So I'll put it in the chat. It's called integralautism.org.
Excellent. Integralautism.org. Beautiful. All right. And speaking of websites, Aaron, I should ask, do you have a website or where people can find more information about you too?
I'm building one now, so I haven't got one. But if you just type my hashtag in the web browser, hashtag Stroke TV Media, Stroke TV, you'll find pages of stuff I do.
Excellent. That's perfect. I'm just getting into more of that, the world of using a hashtag. I don't know why I've kind of missed the boat on that along the way here. People have talked about that so much, and So all the things that we're doing here, you can start seeing hashtags added to that. Ours is hashtag World of Ability. If you look that up, the only thing you'll find is us. So that's a big thing for us here, that we'll be able to start doing that. So for you to look up hashtag Stroke TV, correct?
Correct.
So hashtag Stroke TV, perfect. And you can find all sorts of information about what you've all done. So I love that. That's fantastic. Barbara, I was just going to throw it back your direction here too. If there was other thoughts you wanted to share before we start running short on time at all.
Oh, I got to go last night to something that was special, for it was International Women's Day. I don't know. And so she has a insurance title company, and she had a beautiful venue, and she brought together all these women who created fortune through real estate, who created fortune through being belly dancers, who created fortune in as lawyers, who now took their money and created a place where they do pro bono work and where they get to bring people into nature. And I won a bonsai from that organization, and it was fun that different people got to take the mic and talk about what they're proud of, what they've done so far in their lives to inspire other women. That was beautiful. And it was nice that a woman put that together for everybody. And it, reminded me, of you and the people that put together, what's it called, for your Christmas that's not Christmas, that's for everybody, that comes after Christmas. People that are taking the reins and creating venues for people to come and play and feel like family and have fun, and that are there again and again, so people know that they can count on that. And that's so noble. That's so beautiful that you do that. And I was really proud of my friend for making that happen for everyone for International Women's Day. And I got to help lead laughter yoga.
Oh, excellent.
That was, yeah. And everyone there, very, very fluid, very giving, very willing to play. I got to talk about Buddhism as I understand, what's the PhD level of 8,006 that went into the one that goes, we got to be the people that are going to bring world peace about in our lifetime. We got to take cause and effect as seriously as we can, get so good at it that our lives become happier. We get to see that we're creating that, and we're creating for other people too, happier, healthier reality. And I'm grateful again. I'm very grateful again once to be here with you, with Emily, with Kurt, with everybody who's here and who's making this happen. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Barbara.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and actually, speaking of those healthy things and celebrations and all that, Emily, I'm wondering if you wanted to talk a little bit about what we do every day at noon.
Ooh. So every day at noon Central, 1 Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, we do what is called the 12 o'clock shakedown. 12 o'clock being here in Central time zone. But it is 15 minutes of music and motion, which been doing for the last 4 years. Or will be 4 years in just within the next month or two here. So it's 50 minutes of music and motion, followed by one of our people that show up puts up a background with favorite holidays of the day and musicians' birthdays of that day. And then there's social time after that. but this was started in 2020 by a gentleman here in Madison, Wisconsin, who has MS, and when COVID started, he started noticing that it kind of really affected him with not moving as much and so on. So he got several of his friends together at noon to this kind of 50 minutes of movement, and that really seemed to help him. But then like last about year or so, Sue, his kind of schedule changed, when stuff started opening up. Schedule started changing, and he was out doing some more stuff, so Sue was kind of taking over with leading it. But I mean, you can do the movements like Sue's doing, or if you're unable to do that or want to do something else, you're more than welcome to. So you don't have to do exactly what Sue's doing, but yeah, it's rather a lot of fun. So I encourage everybody to join us.
Yeah, all the fun things. You get to find out what to celebrate on a particular day. Like today, one of my favorite things was actually, I'll make this big so you can see. It's National Get Over It Day. It's also World Kidney Day. It's actually National Barbie Day, National False Teeth Day, and then there's always the birthdays as well. So Mark's awesome about pulling up whose birthdays it is in the music world, and just it's a chance to have some fun, get moving, because that's what we do. We do it for what it is for us, basically, is lunchtime, right? So it's your excuse to get off your butt and do something, whether it's literally or figuratively, because the motions are simple. A lot of it's like shaking, it's one up, one down, or going around the world. The motions that we do are super simple, but it's a way to get moving, and you can make them as strenuous or as gentle as you like. We always say push yourself but don't hurt yourself, and dance like nobody's watching. And this is all something that our friend Jim started back when COVID started, and he personally is a gentleman that has MS, and with that and that loss of activity that happened when we all got shut in, basically, with when COVID started, he said this was his way to be accountable, and he was going to show up every day at 12 o'clock noon. Whoever wants to join him can join him, and it kept him moving, right? And then once things started all happening again here, where he was out and being active again, that became too much movement, which is totally fine. So that's where I took over. It's actually coming up on a year. Well, it's a year and a half now. It was August, 2 Augusts ago when I started leading. So I've been doing the leading now for well over a year and a half. And it is something where it's just do what you can and enjoy it with us and have fun. And you'd be surprised. There's days when it's coming up to noon and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, it's almost noon. Here we go. I don't have time for this right now. But yes, I do. Yes, I do have time for this, because it's important. Taking that time to just get active, stop. Sometimes I'm busy doing things on my computer, and really that's one, especially days when I'm on my computer too much. It really helps to get up and get moving and stretch out and get my body doing something other than what I was doing. So if you are at all interested in that, obviously I was showing that we have a Facebook page where it's called 12 o'clock shakedown. We're central time zone here, so it's always at 12 o'clock central, and we try as close as possible to 12 o'clock on the dot to be starting. So just trying to take up as little time as possible to actually accomplish this, not drag it on all day. We show up, get her in, get her done, and whatever, if you need to hop off early or if you come late, it's all good. We'll be there. We're doing it. And it's just, like I say, it's a way to get moving. And we've had a number of people come and go and spend time with us. Sometimes it works in our schedule, sometimes it doesn't, right? That's also part of why we do the live streaming on Facebook. We know it doesn't work to be at that time for everybody every time. So go on Facebook whenever you want and pull any of those live streams up, and you can do it anytime. So you can do it 5 times a day if you want. You could do all of last week's shows all in a row during the day if you want, whatever it takes to make things work well for you. We are there and we are doing it every day, and we're trying to get that word out so that more people can take advantage of what is happening, because it's fun. And like she said, there's always our shakedown social time after, and those that can stick around and check in do. If sometimes we got to get going right away, it's different every day, and who comes is a little bit different every day. It's kind of a core of us that are typically there, but it is something where we would absolutely open the door and welcome people to be coming and joining us for that. Just ask us. We would be happy to share that not YouTube link, that Zoom link, because we are on a Zoom for that. So you're more than welcome to reach our way, and absolutely would love to share that with you. The Zoom account does not belong to any of us. It belongs to a friend, and we promised we would not just blast it out there everywhere. So, but if you ask us for it, we absolutely would have you come and join us. We will share that link with you. So, it's fun. Please join us. And I got to say too, some of the group, we've got to be really good friends. We see each other every day. So it's kind of a nice social piece for all of us too. And like I say, come on, check it out. Even if you just come once, join us and say, hey, I've been there, done that now. It's all good. So, let's see here. I'm trying to remember if we've hit. Emily, did you have anything else?
I'm not sure at the moment, but yeah, we have other shows like this one. So I encourage everybody, if you're interested in being on a show, to let us know. But I was just wondering, Leon, if you have anything else you'd like to add, or it's been a little bit since anything like that.
Yeah, only thing I can say is that what a great World of Ability show this Hawaiian fundraiser program that Mariana Waikiki and I, is putting together. It's going to be fantastic, and it all came out of World of Ability. So, like the gentleman said, there's no ceiling. You can go as high as you want to go, and that's what we're doing. So, thank you for having me on the show, and look forward to tell you how the Hawaiian trip is, along with us being on the cover of the May edition of Gold Coast magazine. And I'll share that with you guys. And as you know, like I said, we got World Water Day on March 22nd. So I'll be keeping you guys informed. But thank you very much, Emily.
Awesome. Thanks again for all you are doing. And yes, we are definitely looking forward to what that event is. And that is on a Saturday. So I'm kind of curious if there's going to be any overlap with our timing here, if we're going to end up tapping in it all that day. Not like you're not going to be busy or anything already, but maybe somebody in the crew can get us in to be able to share more of what's going on while it's happening. We'd love to do a little live coverage if that ends up working out. So
exactly. Exactly. Yeah, we're definitely, like I said, with Lucy Lynch. She's totally awesome, and we're super happy to have that connection. And like you said, if we can anyway tie it in, let's definitely do it. It'll be awesome.
Beautiful. All right. Well, I think, why don't we go head around the room here? If anybody else has anything that they want to make sure to share. Aaron, anything else from you?
Yeah, well, I did want to invite everybody in this call and people listening. I broadcast our Good Genius podcast, Survivor Experience, every Wednesday, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Stroke TV Media YouTube channel. I am doing right now is our last show, so I'm doing a mini podcast series, but it's called Applied Neuroplasticity, the Kennedy Method, proven to help people like me with neurological disorder. I am blown away with it. Proven to help ADHD. It doesn't matter any type of neurological issue. You got to tune in this podcast. It's amazing, Sue.
Excellent. Oh, that's exciting to hear. All right. So the time again is 9 o'clock Pacific on Wednesdays. So to tune in to Stroke TV at that time. So, and you can again find them real easily. # Stroke TV. You can find Aaron and all the wonderful things he's doing. Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. We're looking
One
forward
more
to
time. 9
Go-
9 o'clock a.m., 9 o'clock p.m. Wednesdays, you say?
Yep, 9
And,
a.m. Pacific.
and
And
how
it-
do we find it? What do we look under?
It's on
Survive
Stroke TV Media YouTube channel.
Stroke
Stroke-
TV.
Yes,
Stroke
Stroke
TV
TV
Media.
Media YouTube channel. I'll put that right in the chat here so that it can be a
Okay.
visual as well. So it was
I could do it real quick. I'll do it real quick.
Get it? Okay. Awesome. Thanks for sharing, Aaron. Barbara, any last thoughts you've got for us here today?
Oh, I'm just grateful to everyone here. I'm proud of this group of people, and yeah. And anytime we can be here is wonderful. Yep, to support each other and to share.
Excellent. I'm going to open it up to Celeste again. I believe that she's not there, but just in case she happens to be back by the computer. Celeste, did you have any last things to share? Because I know one thing I can share for her. Let me just back up here. They do have the Cinderella Ballet coming up, and the date of that is June 8th. So this coming June 8th is when they're doing the Cinderella Ballet, and it's first ever African-American ballet dancers in the leading roles. So we are looking forward to hearing more about that and celebrating with all that they have accomplished, all the things that they're doing at their studio there in Arizona. So much excitement. When we send out this video to everybody, we will make sure to include links to find out more about what they're all doing there at their studio. So absolutely amazing. Marianne, I'm going to pass back to you here. Last things that you have for us today. And I know I will be, while you're talking, I will pull up the song that you mentioned earlier here from Lucy Lynch.
Well, I just want to thank you guys, World of Ability, for having this podcast weekly and all the good things that are happening in 2024 for all of us. So the Acts of Kindness series is www.actsofkindnessseries.com. Again, all classroom teachers in the United States of America can receive copies of the books from donorschoose.org. That's donorschoose.org. So we have Rabbit Acts of Kindness, No Bully for Easter. It is up on Amazon. And we just uploaded Pono, the Hawaiian polo pony, and Righteous Acts of Kindness. So Leon will be down there talking about doing a fundraisers, bringing filters to the schools and clinics worldwide, and especially to the Hawaiian Islands as they'll be visiting there. We have Auntie Renee in both books, so check it out. We'll be talking with her, and hopefully we'll have a fundraiser at the Equus Hotel. And yeah, let's share Lucy's amazing music. That's Lucy Lynch and The Perfect Wave. So back to you. So go out and play. It's Marianne of Waikiki, and aloha.
Excellent. So, and I will quickly mention YouTube channels to look us up. First of all, Aaron's YouTube channel. If you go to YouTube and search for @StrokeTV, you will find Aaron on there. So it's @StrokeTV. And for us, if you search for @Ability Network, that's where you'll find us. We are there we're there all week long doing different things. Which, before I go to the song, Emily, you want to just do a quick rundown? What is it that we do all week long here with our different shows? When, what shows are coming up, and what day of the week, what time and she'll be sharing these in Central Time. So you have to do your little conversion for where you are. But Emily, go ahead and give us a quick rundown as I'm bringing up that song for us. Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, I just
There we
realized
go.
Yeah, I just realized that. So tomorrow on Sunday, 4 and 6 p.m. Central, is the Blue Collar Crypto with Tim Trojan, about cryptocurrency and business tips. Monday, it is PDH Mission Monday with Project Diehard and the veterans. Tuesday morning, the veteran one is at 6:30 p.m. Central. Tuesday morning at 11 a.m. Central is the Aspie Bridge show with Suzanne Plumley. In the evening is Debbie Hayes, who is on here, has The World of Pets at 8 p.m. Central. And then once a month on Tuesday evenings at 7 p.m. Central, we have The World of Women on the first Tuesday. Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Central is Ability MK Now at River Rest Radio. And then we've been doing In the Know on Fridays, as in KNO, about no card and what else is going on with everybody. And then we're back here on Sundays, so, or on Saturdays for the ability.
Excellent. All right. And as always, we are so grateful to all those who come and join us here on World of Ability, on the Disability Channel, TDC Today Show USA, all the things that we're doing here. We could not do what we do without the help, the support, the guests, all the great news that everybody is sharing. And for all of you, we are so grateful. We will be ending here today on this great song by Lucy Lynch. And let's see here. I just need to make sure I am, oh, there. Okay, things have moved around a little bit. I gotta make sure I am sharing my sound. I've got that here now. And again, Lucy Lynch is one that is partnered up with Marianne and all the great things that she is doing, and also with Leon and what they'll be doing in Hawaii coming up here in a couple of weeks on March 23rd with the fundraiser. And I am thrilled that we will be able to end our show tonight on Love is the Only Way by Lucy Lynch. Again, my name is Sue Roskoff, and for all of us at the World of Ability, we do, as always, thank you.
Love is the only way. Love is the only way. Love is the only way. Take a breath. Let it be alright. Take a breath. Let it be enough right now. Let this moment be what it is. Let this moment be your doorway to bliss. Seeking love, 'cause it's seeking you. Seeking light, 'cause light is you. Finding ways to let your heart beat. Finding ways to let your heart beat. And love is the only way. 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 And then make a move now. Let your spirit groove now. Let your heart be open. Let it be your
What a way to
Well, I just-
end the show.
Well, I just want to share with you quickly that I'm sitting with a teacher from Canada, my neighbor here. And I pulled out the Folk Manus puppet catalog and I said, who's going to be the ballet dancers? Well, we have an emu and we have an ostrich named Rich. And Lucy has a song called Rich and Radiant I Am. So I just picked out the ballet dancers sitting here listening to that song. So much fun. So go out and play. It's Marianne of Waikiki.
Awesome. I love that. And actually, I see Kurt popping on here. Any words before I turn all the lives off here, all the live streaming we've got going?
Well, I would say what an action-packed lineup, a cast, the crew, it helps us do what we do. And so everybody out there that is listening and watching, thanks for your role. And we all here are ready for more. So whatever you got out there, let's bring it to us and let's keep doing it together. Back to you, Sue.
Awesome. Yeah, what a great crew. Grateful to each and every one that comes and joins us each week, especially here today. And you're right, so many good things today. Grateful as always. So again, with all we do, my name again is Sue Ross.